That's painted as you're one of those fathers, one of those parents that's putting their child in danger.
Bro, they take your kids away now.
You know
what I mean? If your views are so too extreme,
too conservative is what the word should be.
Right.
It should be conservative. What the word should be.
I'll finish this.
Innocent people can be so corrupted with desire that they can think of nothing but what they want. This man Enoch achieved in few years' time a perfection that other people could never attain in a complete lifetime. The Lord was pleased with Enoch's life and quickly took him out of the wicked world. People were aware of his departure but didn't understand. They never seemed to learn the lesson that the Most High is kind and merciful to his own people. He protects those whom he has chosen.
Here it is. All right. Hey, that was a perfect, Enoch was a perfect example, man. All right. So, hey, and that's why the Lord, he made that prayer. When he was in the garden, he said, I pray that thou shouldest not take them out of the world, but that thou shalt keep them from evil. Like Satan desires to sift us when he prays for us, just like he prayed for Peter. So the Lord, he's up there, he's being an advocate for us so that we don't fall to the condemnation of Satan. All right, but if Yahushua wasn't there to do that, Satan would have his way with us.
Yeah.
Because Satan, he's stronger than us.
Yeah.
He's stronger than the power that he has, because he has the power over your mind and your body.
Yeah, when you
So
go on
he's
the Job,
he
got all them powers still, man.
not calm, man. All right. So you had your preset that you had. Oh, it shifted. That was the point. So go back to Romans 7. That's what we're supposed to go to.
Yeah.
Go back to Romans 7.
You got it, Amiyah?
Chapter 7. So like maybe around 12.
Romans,
down.
Romans chapter 7 and verse 12. It says, wherefore the law is holy, and the commandment holy, and just and good. Was then that which is good made deaf unto me?
Yep.
Most I forbid. But seeing that it might appear sin, working deaf in me by that which is good, that sin by the commandment might become exceeding sinful.
Keep going.
For we know that the law is spiritual, but I am carnal, sold under sin.
Hold on. But he's under the new covenant though. The Lord's supposed to be programming him to have the law in his mind, and he's supposed to practice it and do it. But he's saying, I'm carnal, sold under sin.
What is that the verse where says, I hate what I do?
That's the same chapter.
That's the same chapter.
That which I do, I
Why is he going through this,
right.
but he's under the new covenant?
right.
The new covenant promises that we're not going to be going through this.
We won't be tempted by
Won't be
sin.
that struggle.
It won't be that fight. We won't have to be fighting anything.
God.
Everything's just gonna flow beautifully.
Khan, go ahead.
It says, for that which I do, I allow not. For what I would, that do I not.
Yep.
But what I hate, that do I.
God.
If then I do that which I would not, I consent unto the law that it is good.
Yep.
Now then it is no more I that do it, but the sin that dwelleth in me.
The sin that dwells
You gotta keep
within
reading,
us.
bro.
And you are not being honest if you say that you're without sin.
God.
All right. That's why we're hoping that we're of the elect, because ultimately, if you're of the elect, your sins will be forgiven. Blessed is he whose transgressions are covered. You know, that the Lord does not impute to him sin.
That's the one.
That's the elect falls up under that. But that's where grace comes in. Other than that, we be done. Like I said earlier, if it was still the old covenant, none of us would have even been able to come into the truth because we already sinned already.
Yeah. Through our parents, they'll try that. Get that little bacon grease on your lips, baby. Right.
I mean, not even just that, bro.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
who knows if your biological father was the first man your mother laid with?
Right.
Wow.
We could go there,
Yeah.
just like that.
Yeah.
Well, what did
So
King
they
David
put the
say?
death there for you
In
to
sin
do
that
that.
my mother conceived me.
You
There it
being
is.
born.
You know,
Yeah.
we're born into sin, man.
Come on, bro.
It's in us to sin. We're in these bodies, man. There's nothing we can do. We're subject
We're subject to it.
to it, man.
Keep reading that, yeah, 'cause that chapter go.
To grab the quick precept that the brothers just
Come,
quoted,
come.
Romans 8 and 20. For the creature was made subject to vanity, not willingly, but by reason of him who have subjected the same in hope.
Yep.
Back to Romans 7, and I'm gonna start at verse 17. Now then, it is no more I that do it, but sin that dwelleth in me. For I know
No
that
more
it,
I that do it, like his spirit ain't what's doing it. His mind is where it needs to be. His spirit is where it needs to be, but his flesh, you're going to go into it, but his flesh is overpowering.
That's why the scripture said the spirit is willing, but the flesh is weak.
How y'all gentlemen doing today?
Yep, yep.
How you doing? God bless you.
They always
Thanks.
warring against one another.
verse 18. For I know that
So like, get that in Galatians, I think it's 5 and 17. Get that real quick. Because we're constantly at war every day.
Yep.
And the war is mainly with yourself.
Yeah.
You think under the new covenant we're gonna have to suffer that?
Drop.
Get that. And then we're gonna go right back to that verse.
It's Galatians chapter 5 and 17.
Bro, we look at, hey, let's keep it all the way 1,000. A lot of these women walking around here, as we're heterosexual men.
Yep.
It's just naturally, biologically hardwired into us to be attracted to beautiful women. Femininity. We see these women all the time, we gazing. We don't know if she's married or not. Y'all do the same thing.
Okay.
If that woman happened to be married, you just went off. You just sinned.
And that happens more often than not.
Let's be real.
And here's the thing, that ring don't explain if she's married or not. Really, if you want to get all the way 1,000.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Has she laid with another man before? Well, if she's over the age of 15, move it up to 18. You know what I mean? Even if you move it up to 18, by the time she's 18, she done did some things.
She did a lot of shit, bro.
She got married.
Let's just
She
be
got-
real,
she done
bro.
consummated.
Yeah.
You know?
But the scripture now has many husbands, bro.
But we're gonna be doing that while we're in the new covenant.
Right.
Go ahead.
You done?
Oh yeah.
still got
Finish
Galatians. Yeah,
Galatians and then we're gonna go back.
It's Galatians 5 and 17. For the flesh lusted against the spirit,
Yep.
and the spirit against the flesh. And these are contrary the one to the other,
Yep.
so that ye cannot do the things that ye would.
This is exactly what Paul was saying in church, the Church of Rome. That letter to the Church of Rome. He's acknowledging his sinful nature, and he was considered a Pharisee of the Pharisees.
Yep. Doctor in the law. He knew
Yeah.
right from wrong.
Yeah. So go back.
back to Romans 7 and 18. For I know that in me, that is in my flesh, dwelleth no good thing. For to will is present with me, but how to perform that which is good I find not.
Yep.
For the good that I would I do not, but the evil which I would not, that I do.
Yeah, you'll be going off and you'll catch yourself and you'll be like, man, why the fuck did I do that?
Yeah. Why the fuck I'm thinking?
Why am I even thinking this shit?
Yeah.
Man? You start to feel, your spirit start to feel a little heavy, man. Like you just had a fucked up day, man. That's why we're waiting on that adoption, man. That's why we're waiting on the new covenant to be fully fulfilled, because we want to do righteousness, man. We want to be perfect in serving the Lord.
Yep.
We want to do that. You know? that's why the Lord said, all right, yeah, let me change this up.
Yeah.
You know, yeah, they're faulty. They can't keep it like this, or they just gonna keep on dying and keep going under the curses. They're gonna keep on going captivity to captivity. Go ahead.
He says, now if I do that, I would not. It is no more I that do it, but sin that doeth in me. I find then a law that when I would do good, evil is present with me. For I delight in the law of the Most High after the inward man, but I see another law in my members, warring against the law of my mind, and bringing me into captivity to the law of sin which is in my members.
Come on, man. Under the new covenant?
Right.
We no sin under the new covenant.
Under the new covenant, we're not going to go off, man. Sin is not going to be. It's not going to be there. That's why we're waiting on Yahweh Shai, man, for the redemption. All right. Once He comes back and changes us, that's it. All right. We're going to have those everlasting tabernacles. All right. Corruption must put on incorruption. He's going to change us from, what was that in Philippians, the 3rd chapter? When he's going to change our vile bodies. That's what makes us vile. That's what makes us subject to these things, man. You got to,
2 Peter 2.
yeah,
Everlasting chains of darkness, Jude.
yeah.
And that goes right back to
The heart of flesh is going to come. Is going to come of those new bodies.
right. And that's what makes the reality of it.
And me and the brother this week were talking about the new covenant. We were in the new covenant. These bodies couldn't even contain the power that comes with that. You know, we're not just talking about spiritual power, but just the understanding.
Yeah.
Having the laws written in us, these bodies can't contain that. You know, the
Can
righteous.
accept the blessings that
Right.
will come with being 100% righteous in these bodies.
In the new covenant, the knowledge that we obtain, we would be ruling.
Hey, Jake,
Because, you
Jake
know-
would do some carnal shit.
Oh,
So
yeah.
Jake had the understanding, the full understanding in these bodies. Jake would be pimping. He'd be doing all kind of wicked ass shit.
Wicked
bro.
ass shit, man.
Jake would turn whatever good that was coming into wickedness, man, in these bodies.
Yeah, you need
And you gotta see, we can have the law in us, but we don't got the spirit. We, like you said, Jake would be carnal.
Yeah.
But us having the spirit of Yahweh Shema Shah, we're going to be righteous.
Yeah.
You know?
Another line or two.
Lost it.
I think we have like another line or two.
Was it Romans 7, right?
At the end of Romans 7, yeah. To the end of that chapter, there's a few.
Read all the way
chapters
down.
go all the way.
Yeah.
That's Romans 7:19. For the good that I would, I do not. But the evil which I would not, that I do. Now if I do that I would not, it is no more I that do it, but sin that dwelleth in me. I find then a law that when I would do good, evil is present with me. For I delight in the law of the Most High after the inward man. But I see another law in my members, warring against the law of my mind, and bringing me into captivity to the law of sin which is in my members.
Yeah.
O wretched man that I am, who shall deliver me from the body of this death? I thank the Most High through Yahweh Shai.
So he literally said it. Who will deliver me from the body of this death? Because this is why we die. This body is why we die. Like for the
Sin.
elect. Yeah.
Yeah, it's because sin.
Yeah.
Being in this sinful flesh, these sins pile up, and the penalty is death.
Yeah.
But if we're actually practicing the law perfectly, why will we be dying?
Yeah. Well, it's the purpose of that. There's no evil.
If you're righteous and you're perfect, you're incorruptible, so you can't die.
And as time has gone by since the garden, since before that, we live less and less.
Huh?
We you know,
We've
our,
reduced